What's up, guys? It's Ace here. You guys in episode 4 of season 2 of Fire Force, groping through the fire. I guess it's gropping through the fire. There's no you in there. Anyways, it can get pretty messy. This episode, I liked it though. It was okay more to think about it, but I feel like there wasn't too much content. It was very much in the moment sort of episode. So tell me what you guys think about it in the comment section down below if you guys think the same way. Anyways. This is okay though. From like a fighting standpoint, it was decent. But it is important to note that this episode has a lot of lines of things happening in this episode, and so it can be very confusing when I'm talking about it. So for the first part, I'm going to be talking about the most important one, which is the Shinra versus Sharon fight. Then there's like a few other fights. Like we have Humia versus Arthur. And then we have, I guess this isn't a fight, but we have other lines of action that are happening, such as we have the grouping of Fire Force 5, and we have the grouping of Fire Force 1, and Fire Force 8, which is the home force, I guess, the main force that we're looking at through the story, coming together and doing stuff. And it's all like not really important, but it's all interesting. So anyways, let's look at Shinra versus Sharon. So in this fight, Shinra versus Sharon, I don't think it was too interesting, although I think we got more out of Sharon than we got out of Shinra, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I can tell from looking at it. We got, for the first part, we have Inka, Sharon, and Shinra just going at it. Basically, the whole idea is Inka doesn't want to be caught because she wants to be a free-spirited person, human being. Of course, why not? To me, she seems like a baby buffalo just running through the field, and she got snagged by two hunters, really. Basically, her idea is, I don't want to be caught, but in the end, it seems like she'd rather be caught by someone who can scare her senselessly, compared to a more boring life, which is what Shinra does, which is the Fire Force thing, because it's just protect and serve at that point. I don't see Inka as a particularly interesting Fire Force character, because she would be second with the Dolo Burst, but that would help Shinra out more, because then he'd be another person with a Dolo Burst. I'm thinking Dolo Bursts are just super OP people because they have the original flame. I could be wrong about this, but I'm thinking like they're just really strong. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. Anyways, it does lead to a longer story because there's more antagonists in the end, and so Shinra being the only Dolo Burst person on his side could lead to interesting storylines where he becomes super strong. He unlocks a lot of different powers because he needs some way to combat all these antagonists that have super OP powers, such as the Dolo Burst. But I could be wrong on that. Anyways, Inka runs away a little bit, and Shinra, as he tries, just can't really keep up with the White Clad taking Inka away. They seem like they have the upper hand. And it looks like, despite what I think, which is that Sharon can actually demolish Shinra, that they just keep fighting. That they keep fighting, and the more they fight, it looks like, I think personally, Sharon just outmatches Shinra on many cases, despite it looking like a de facto strength or speed thing. We did see some feats from Sharon that just completely outclass Shinra. So when Shinra's running away, and Inka, well, I'm sorry, not Shinra, when Inka's running away from everyone, we saw that she got away a little bit, right? But then we saw Shinra go after her. And while Shinra was going in mid-flight, he was, beaming down speed of light or whatever. But I don't know why he didn't go into that. Because he can, like, I guess go fast. If he goes too fast, now he goes past time. I don't know. Anyways, he goes so fast enough that he tries to go get her. Obviously, this is a dire situation. She has no Dolo Burst. So I'm guessing he's going really fast. Gosh, I know I'm confusing everyone. Shinra's going really fast. But then we see Sharon. He does his little stump thing, a little gorilla stomp, Hulk smash the ground, and thrusts himself, surpassing Shinra and beating him down. And mind you, this is when Shinra was already in midair. And so I'm thinking, not only is he strong, he's fast. And I'm thinking if he could do this, he walks and makes explosions. This is a very potent character. Why doesn't he just beat Shinra? Like, why don't he just beat Shinra? So I'm thinking that he's just in love with the notion of fighting, or maybe perhaps he's going to underestimate Shinra. It seems like that's the case right now. because he seems like a pretty strong dude, like really strong. He doesn't seem that dumb either. Like he doesn't seem like the brutish type. So I'm actually expecting him to beat Shinra. Now, after a while, after we do see it getting more serious, we're gonna talk about the Boyle, Arthur Boyle, versus Humia. We're gonna see that later, and we're gonna see how that affects the Shinra fight. Because after that, we see that Inka's going to be caught by the White Clad. It looks like it for the most part. And so we see that Humia gets in trouble, but Humia is not really a fighting type. So Humia seems to be calling Sharon, but Sharon's not getting it. I don't know what happened there. But if Sharon did get it, we're probably going to see Sharon become more serious if he's taking his job more seriously and potentially kill Shinra. Or not try to kill Shinra anyway. He's the main character. It's got the plot protection. But if he gets injured, that'd be also something important to note. And so I'm expecting like the next fight to at least last longer or be the main fight in the next episode as well. Or it might be lead to the end of this whole sort of fighting in the city sort of thing happening there. Because it looks like they got what they need. They want to run away because everyone else is coming to collapse on them. And I doubt like the White Clad there, right then and there, can actually beat the whole Fire Force in its entirety. So yeah, we're probably going to either see A, Shinra lose to Sharon, B, everyone retreating just in time because everyone else is already going in there to fight the White Clad, or C, they get Inka somehow. I doubt this is happening because it looks like Inka's already been taken away. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that in the comment section down below. I have no clue what's happening there. Besides those things, obviously. But anyways, we see that Humia is getting caught by she's fighting. Well, I don't think she's really fighting. She's more deflecting off Arthur's attacks, and it looks like honestly a stomp right here. I don't know if Arthur is planning on exactly killing her or trying to interrogate her, but it looks like a stomp. I don't know why it's such a stomp, because I think Humia could honestly kill Arthur, seeing that she's a pillar. I don't know. Arthur's not a pillar, but if Humia can honestly be on par with the Adola Burst Shinra, I don't know why she's not just destroying Arthur. But I have to relook at the last episode of the first season. I feel like, weren't they fighting and she like demolished them, but then the earthquake happened and then it sort of all went like, uh-oh, we have to run away because something's happening. Right? I don't know. I look that up again. Maybe she just really isn't as strong as I'm thinking her to be. But anyways, they're fighting, and I'm thinking she's gonna run away. At least call for more backup. And backup might be Sharon. I doubt it is because he's still fighting Maki. But yeah, that's really it. But the thing about that fight with Shinra and Sharon is that Maki thought about the thing that I think Obi taught him, which is weird because Obi doesn't have any firefighting powers. Was the rock symbols, and apparently that maybe gave him some like moral inspiration, and so he might unlock some new ability. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird what's happening there. Like if that's the only thing I can see helping Shinra beat Sharon. I think it's gonna happen, but it's kind of weird reason it's a real weird reason to have that happen is because some weird thing Obi, who doesn't have any firefighting powers, to teach Shinra someone with firefighting power, with an Adola Burst, no less. Like this should be, I'm guessing, something more innate to Shinra, but whatever. And that's about it. That's a bit about that storyline. That's basically what happened there. And then we have the next part of the fight, which is all the collaboration of the fire forces. Most importantly, the collaboration of the first fire force and the 8th and the 5th. Those are kind of cool. We got that, like, in more particular, I do like the guy with the bubbles and Juggernaut most, because Juggernaut's like, oh no, get him away from me, and he's like blowing up everyone. It's like the gentle giant type. I thought it was kind of interesting. But we did see that for some weird reason, you need multiple prayers to capture multiple, or I guess to save multiple infernals, which I thought was a little weird. Like, why can't you just have a general prayer? Is it like just one prayer person per infernal, which I think might be the case. That's why there were so many sisters in this fight. That was really weird. But I'm wondering if these sisters have any fighting ability, or are they all just non-fighting? I mean, I guess they can, because that one dude, I forgot, who has the ice abilities, he does pray. He's a prayer dude. But I guess Latum is not enough to save everyone's life. But anyway, that seems like the case. But then in the end, it's like, why aren't there enough sisters to be constantly like hearing a constant prayer? I don't know. because they were killing people more than they're praying. So it was really weird. I don't know what was up with that, but that happened, and that was basically it. We didn't really get too much else after that, besides the fact that Inca would rather be with the White Clads compared to the Fire Force, which is understandable. Like, imagine having a relatively safe life, and it's just very, very much just boring, or something with interest, but also like not interest, something with a surprise factor slash not as safe all the time, but it's more interesting because it's not safe all the time, right? Which I kind of get why Inca would do that, but it's honestly weird for a character personally because you don't know her too much. But like, she was a schoolgirl, right? I was like, oh, I'm watching a shoujo, and then all of a sudden you see Inca. She's actually like a gang leader, right? That was like, this is kind of interesting to see play out. But that's basically the episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys like this episode, make sure you guys tell me down below because that'd be great. And tell me what you guys think about this episode. Did I tell you guys to tell me something about this episode already? Anyways, peace out, guys. Later, and have a nice day.